clean, it's amber, it's not cracked, bent or broken, it's in good condition. Slide back here, talk about your door mirrors. When you say mirrors, use a plural sense to indicate both mirrors, this mirror and the one on the other side. Proper mounted and secured, it's not cracked, bent or broken. All my little nuts and bolts are present and tight, it's in good condition. The mirror glass, just like your windshield, proper mounted and secured, no chips, dings, cracks, illegal stickers. And it's adjusted to you while you're sitting in the driver's seat. It's in good condition. Alright? Open the door, close the door. Open the door, try to lift it up off the hinges. Open it all the way up, come out here to the inside. Talk about your hinges themselves. The hinges are proper mounted and secured. My little nuts and bolts are present and tight. It's not cracked, but it's broken. It's in good condition, okay? Then you want to go to your door seals. You have a door seal here. You have a door seal here. My door seals are proper mounted and secure. There's no abrasions, bruises, cuts, or dry rot. There's no, it doesn't allow any leakage or any emissions coming inside the cab. Okay, it's in good condition. Next, you want to turn the key one time to the right. Lower the window, raise the window. Your window's proper mounted and secured. All the nuts and bolts back here are present and tight. It's in good condition. The glass is clean. There's no illegal stickers. Talk about the window seal. The window seal is made out of rubber, just like these. No abrasions, bruises, cuts, or dry rot. It's in good condition. Okay. Next, you want to come over here. Now, this is a little extra part. This is part of the end cab, but I like to include it here because I'm right here. Open the baggage compartment up. Come over here and talk about your safety equipment. This is where you keep your safety equipment. My triangle box is proper mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. The nuts and bolts are present and tight. Inside the box, I have 3 triangles. The orange and red reflector in color. They're properly mounted and secured in the box. They're in good condition. This is my fire extinguisher. It's proper mounted and secured by clamp. The nuts and bolts are present and tight. It's in good condition. It's an ABC rated fire extinguisher. It's fully charged. My needle is in the green. Safety pin is in the handle. It's good to go. Either back here or up in the cab, we should have fuses. We should have one type of fuse for every fuse in the fuse box, okay? Brings us back over here to your batteries. My battery box is proper mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. All my nuts and bolts are present and tight. It's in good condition. The lid is secure. Inside we have 4 batteries. They contain acid. They should not be leaking. Okay, we also have battery terminals, which is on top of the batteries. In good condition, no corrosion. Okay, it's proper mounted and secured. We also have the battery cable wires, more electrical wires. They're attached to the battery. They're proper mounted and secured. There's no abrasions, bruises, cuts, or dry rot, no bare spot, and there should be no tape. Any tape is illegal tape. Okay, come back out. Steps. 1, 2, 3 steps. Proper mounted and secured. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. All my little nuts and bolts are present and tight. They're clean and they're free of debris such as snow, ice, mud, oil, nothing that will cause you to slip and fall. Over here we have our fuel tank. Our fuel tank is proper mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, broken, or dented. It's in good condition. It's not leaking. My cap is hand tight. Under my cap I have a rubber grommet. The rubber grommet has no abrasions, bruises, cuts, or dry rot. It does not allow any leakage. Now, our fuel tank is proper mounted and secured, like I said a minute ago, but it's proper mounted and secured by our fuel tank straps. They are attached to the frame of the vehicle. So the fuel tank straps are proper mounted and secured. The nuts and bolts are present and tight. It's in good condition. The rubber grommet right here between the strap and the tank, don't worry about it. Keep on coming back here. And when you come back here, you want to automatically say that you have 3 foot of space between the the back of the cab and the bulkhead. You have 3 foot of space from here to here. Then you want to walk in and look up. First thing you want to look for is any kind of DLT tape or reflectors. My DLT tapes and reflectors are self-adhesive. They're properly mounted and secured. They're clean, they're clear in color. Then we have grab handles. 1, 2. Grab handles are properly mounted and secured. They're not cracked or broken. The nuts and bolts are present and tight. It's in good condition. Then we have our retention spring. Our retention spring is connected at both ends. It's properly mounted and secured. It's not stretched out. It keeps my air lines off my catwalk. It's in good condition. Slide over there. That's your exhaust pipe. Your exhaust stack is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. Any and all nuts, bolts, and clamps are present and tight. There's no evidence of a soot trail leak, which will be evident by soot, okay? It doesn't make a loud noise when you crank the engine up, nor does the one up under the hood. You see how I forgot to mention that up under the hood part, but I mentioned it here, and I indicated that I should have said it up there. You can do that any time during the test, and you'll get the point for it, okay? If you remember it, say it. Even if it's up there, you're right here, say it, you'll still get a point for it. Now, my bracket, this is my support bracket and my support bracket rod. Proper mounted, secure. My little nuts and bolts are present and tight. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. It's in good condition. Back here we have our utility lights. They're proper mounted and secure. My rivets are present and tight. They're in good condition. The lens is clear and clean in color. It's not cracked or broken. All right, it's in good condition. Come back here, drop down here. We want to talk about our air manifold. Our air manifold is proper mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. All the nuts and bolts are present and tight. It's not leaking. Coming forward, we have our airline connections. They're connected at both ends. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. They're proper mounted and secured, and they're not leaking. Move your hand back. This brings you to your airlines, your emergency and your service airline. These airlines are made out of soft rubber. There's no abrasions, bruises, cuts, or dry rots, or bubbles, and they're not leaking. Inspect the airline up, around, come down. Over here, this leads you to the glad hand. My glad hand is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. All my little nuts and bolts are present and tight. The connection is present and tight. It's not leaking. It's in good condition. Inside here we have a rubber grommet. There's no abrasions, bruises, cuts, or dry rot. It's properly mounted and it's secure. There's no debris in our glad hands that would cause us to lose air pressure. It would restrict our airflow. Same thing up here on our glad hand mount. The rubber grommets, no abrasions, bruises, cuts, or dry rot. It's properly mounted and secured. There's no debris inside here. The glad hand mount itself is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. All my nuts and bolts are present and tight. It's in good condition. When you talk about one, indicate the other one too. Get the points for both of them at the same time. Slide over here. This is our junction box. We have a junction box here. We have a junction box right here. My junction boxes are properly mounted and secured. They're not cracked, bent, nor broken. All my little nuts and bolts are present and tight. Safety latch here. Safety latch here. Nuts, bolts, and springs present and tight. It's in good condition. Very important thing you must mention that your pigtail, this is a pigtail, your pigtail is properly seated in my junction box. When you go grab your pigtail out, lift this up, make the peace sign, come back here, pull it out, put it in the same way. Now, yesterday I mentioned the 7 holes and I mentioned the 7 pins. Don't worry about it. Push it back in there, make sure it's properly seated. On test day, you do not have to pull this out. You do not have to take this off, but I do because if I don't, I'm going to forget it, okay? So, slide back here. This actually leads us to our power line for our pigtail. It goes all the way over to this pigtail here, okay? Electrical lines, so they're in an insulated sleeve, just like our battery box cable should be an insulated sleeve, just like all alternator wires, insulated sleeve. No abrasions, bruises, cuts, or dry rots, and no bare spots. There should be no tape. Any tape is illegal tape. Inspect it all the way down, up and around. Come back here, make sure it's in good condition. Make sure this is properly seated. And then you can come back here and drop down here. This is our catwalk. My catwalk is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. All my nuts and bolts are present and tight. It is not bolted to the frame. It's clamped to the frame. It has a clamp that tightens down. It is not bolted. Okay? So, now we've already talked about the frame up front, but let's finish with this here. It's properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. My nuts, bolts, and clamps are present and tight. It's clean. It's free of debris such as oil, grease, snow, ice. Okay? It's in good condition. Talk about the frame again. The frame is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. And all nuts and bolts are present and tight. There are no illegal welds or oblong holes not placed here by the manufacturer. Steps. These are my steps. They're properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. The nuts and bolts are present. They're tight. It's in good condition. Once again, free of debris such as snow, ice, oil, grease, anything like that. All right. Drive shaft. My drive shaft is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, broken, or twisted. Just like my steering shaft should not be twisted. There is no evidence of debris around my drive shaft, such as a empty bag, any garbage, any debris that's around there, okay? proper mounted and secured, not cracked, bent or broken, not twisted, in good condition. Okay. My drive shaft is held on to my system by U-joints. My U-joints on each end of my drive shaft are proper mounted and secured. They're not cracked, bent or broken, and they're well greased. They're in good condition. Okay. This thing behind me, splash guard. Properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent or broken. All my little nuts and bolts are present and tight. It's in good condition. It's made out of hard plastic. No abrasions, bruises, cuts, tears, or dry rot. It's in good condition. Okay, then we move on. Coming inside here, down here, we have a dual brake chamber. Up front, we had a single brake chamber. Back here, we have a dual brake chamber. A dual brake chamber has dual brake chamber clamps. It has dual brake chamber air lines. So my dual brake chamber clamps, my dual brake chamber itself is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, broken, or dented. All my little nuts and bolts are present and tight. They're in good condition. This is my brake chamber clamps. I have one here and I have one there. They have one nut and one bolt. They're present, they're tight, they do not allow leakage, they're in good condition. This is my dual brake chamber air lines. They're connected at both ends. They're properly mounted and secure. They're present, they're tight, they're not leaking. There's no abrasions, bruises, cuts, dry rots, or bubbles. They're in good condition. Coming off the back of my brake chamber, it's just like up front. We have a push rod, slack adjuster, clevis pin, and a cotter key. These items are properly mounted and secured. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. All my nuts and bolts, pins are present and tight. To check it, same way. Chalk your wheels, put your truck in neutral, release your brakes. Come out here, try to pull the push rod and slack adjuster. If it pulls more than an inch or less than an inch, have them adjusted. Okay. Now this leads us inward back here. All right. This is a torque leaf. Torque leaf. If it's one leaf and it's fat, it's torque. If it's two leaves and they're thin, they're leaf springs. This is a torque leaf. It's properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. It's in good condition. This is my front torque leaf mount. My front torque leaf mount is properly mounted and secured. My nuts and bolts are present and tight. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. It's in good condition. The back torque leaf mount shares the mount with your back airbag. The torque leaf comes out, the airbag sits on top of it. There's a mount right back in front of it. The airbag mount shares the mount with the torque leaf itself. So my rear torque leaf mount and the airbag mounts are properly mounted and secured. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. All my nuts and bolts are present and tight. They're in good condition. The airbag itself is made out of hard rubber. There's no abrasions, bruises, cuts, or dry rots, or bubbles. It's not leaking. It's in good condition. Sliding up here, we have our U-bolts. Our U-bolts are properly mounted and secured. They're not cracked or broken. The nuts and bolts on the bottom are present and tight. They're in good condition. Going inside the brake chamber area, the braking system area, same thing as we had up front. We have a brake drum, a brake lining, or brake shoes. Properly mounted and secured. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. Nuts, bolts, and springs and rivets are present and tight. They're in good condition. Cannot have excessive wear on my brake lining. Cannot be worn down more than a quarter of an inch. It cannot have any debris such as oil or grease which can contaminate my brake system and possibly cause a tire fire. Inside the braking mechanics, we have nuts, bolts, and springs. They cannot be cracked, bent, or broken, or loose, or there cannot be any of them missing. All right. Same thing with the rims coming out. The difference is back here we have two rims. We have two rims here. They're married together. Our rims are called Bud rims. Our Bud rims are properly mounted and secured. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. There are no illegal welds or oblong holes in my rim. They're in good condition. Between my rims, y'all come up here and look at this. Don't be staring at the axle seal. Between the rims, we cannot have any space. You see where the rims meet together? There cannot be any gaps here, no space. Okay, there also cannot be no debris such as trash bags or anything like that. We cannot have underinflated tires that would rub together. That would cause a problem in the tire fire. Okay, so and we also have a valve stem here on this rim, and we have a valve stem on the outside rim. Same thing as before. Metal cap, metal stem, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. The nuts present and tight. It's not leaking. You're checking with a tire gauge. Okay. Now, this brings us out here forward